Happy President's Day, everyone. It is February 19th. We are here for T.O.P's Monday Night Raw review with your man JG. Of course, the Outsiders podcast. God, does it feel good to be back. Want to first off thank all the fans for being patient, putting up with us while we took all this time off with my sporadic videos coming here and there. T.O.P is finally back in full effect, and God, does it feel good to be talking to you guys again. While I'm at it, let me go ahead and remind you to follow us on Facebook at the Outsiders Podcast, Twitter at ClickPod, and at the Legend 958 for me individually. You'll also notice it's under the title of Pipe Bomb Wrestling Talk. Here shortly, that is going to be a daily segment that I'm going to do, but that won't be starting until later in March, and we'll get more into that later in a separate video. Big shout out to Mean Dean. Your pay-per-view A through Z reviews were fantastic, brother. I really enjoyed those. Look forward to hearing more. So TOP's got a lot of things in the works, guys. Very exciting time for TOP. Really excited about all the things that we're going to do going forward. As you can see, I got this new green screen behind me, so there's going to be a lot of things done with that. As well as I'm finally going to learn to edit, put together amazing content and amazing video for you guys. Because we know that's what you guys want. And I got a friend, big shout out to my buddy Joseph Dean, who's actually going to be the one who's helping me learn all this. Thank you for your patience ahead of time, brother. I really appreciate that. But like I was talking to him, I just want to really make good videos for you guys. And because I enjoy doing this, I enjoy learning about it. Before we started this, I didn't know anything. I probably couldn't even record one video. Since, in my mind, I made steps, just not major steps. And going forward, I want to make major steps, guys. I want to bring you guys phenomenal content. Stuff you guys can't deny. Stuff you guys just want to watch. And stuff you guys want to repeatedly watch. I know I have my YouTube binges, and sometimes there's certain videos I will watch over and over. And that's what TOP wants to put out for you guys. So going forward, there's going to be a lot of great stuff. But like I said, that'll be all saved for a separate video. For now, we're here to talk about Monday Night Raw. So, our show kicks off tonight with the celebration of President's Day, or more like a moment of silence for those who have died. Those who have protected our country, just everybody it's just a day of celebration. Or is it more of mourning? That's weird. Once again, I digress. After this, we have Roman Reigns come down to the ring, and lo and behold, he's in the ring and he's talking to Charlie. This is a moment that actually amazed me for once, because Roman actually showed a little human side to him. And you guys know how I feel about Roman. I'm definitely not a Roman supporter, but I do give credit where it's deserved. And he actually made a human comment by saying he was nervous about this weekend's Elimination Chamber, which is very rare for him. And then we start off, then the Gauntlet Challenge for the Elimination Chamber entrance begins, and our very first match of the night is Roman vs. Seth. This, for me, was the best match of the night. I really enjoyed this, where there were a lot of fun parts. There was a part where Roman hit, or not, sorry, not Roman. Rollins hit the blockbuster to the sling blade. And man, it was a really smooth combo, and I know we see it all the time, but man, the way he sunk the blockbuster tonight, it was in there. Better performed than Buff Bagwell, and you guys know I'm a WCW dude, but it was really greatly performed. Then we also have the the buckle power bomb, excuse me, to the Superman punch. This kind of annoyed me again because once again we're getting superhuman Roman, and then we actually have a quick turnaround. We have a quick turnaround in the match, but we go to commercial break. So when we come back from the commercial break, Rollins misses the frog splash. This to me is when I think it's about to be a wrap for Rollins. At this point, I'm like, there's no way Rollins is going to contend any further. You know what's going to happen, the inevitable. Roman's going to get this win. Here we go all over again. But we actually didn't. So Roman takes advantage at this point, and he does a few Roman moves, and then Seth actually goes off the top rope, catches the Superman punch, but Rollin actually kicks out at two, which surprises me. You guys know, nobody ever kicks out of the Superman punch off the top rope, especially not at two. So I mean, I was definitely sitting on the edge of my seat. At this point, I'm like, holy shit, could Rollins pull this off, beat Superman? And sure enough, we get the finish we want. Rollins blocks a spear, misses the stomp, and then there's a little bit of a sloppy transition. And Rollins actually rolls up Roman for the 1, 2, 3 count, which was crazy. Um, I wasn't expecting Roman to lose on a roll up of any sort. I definitely thought he would have had to gun out something big, but hey, it was nice to see Rollins continue on this one. And then lo and behold, man, you already know Rollins is gonna have a rough night because we hear the music from John Cena, and of course we see Cena come out, looks at the crowd, gets his hypeness, comes down to the ring, and Rollins actually takes advantage here and he attacks Cena as soon as Cena gets in the ring, which I thought was a fantastic strategy. Cena, Cena kicks out. Cena starts to get the upper hand and the advantage, but you can tell there's, regardless of what he's doing, he can't put Rollins away. And I mean, at this point, Rollins is starting to hit the 30-minute mark, the 40-minute mark, and I'm just like, wow, man, this is a hell of a first hour. It hasn't been a whole bunch of mumbo jumbo. I mean, we had the very first 30 seconds of talking, but throughout this whole first hour, man, it's been action. It has been nonstop action. As soon as we come back from commercial break, we're just kicked right back into the action. Way to put on a great first hour, WWE. You guys did it right. You didn't waste my time with a whole bunch of bull crap. We got right to what we needed to get to. Phenomenal start to the night. Phenomenal. So I digress. Cena's getting the upper hand in the match, and as I'm saying before, Cena's just looking frustrated. He knows he can't put Rollins away, no matter what he does. Uh, Cena even Cena even gets to the point where he knows Rollins so exhausted, and Rollins' punches are coming in so slow that he starts to juke and jive, razzle dazzle him. It's kind of comical. Reminded me a little of the old Road Dog, shuffle and jive. But he didn't hit the DX on the end, or else I might have lost my mind. So this just keeps going back and forth, and then we're starting to hit the 50-minute mark, and this is when it really starts to pick back up. But we're building to the finish. So we get a Rollins powers Cena looking like a beast, man. I mean, what we usually see Cena do, where he does the rollover and then the pickup and then like re-throws him back over his back. That's what we seen Rollins to do tonight, and that was super impressive. I mean, sometimes he's so good in the air and so quick on his feet that you forget that he is a little stocky beast, man, and that dude really does go hard in the gym. I mean, so all shout outs to him. Rollins, once again, you impressed, buddy. You show why you're a top player on the card. No ifs, ands, or buts. You're not going to hear this guy say any different, especially after tonight. And then we get him missing the Phoenix Splash. Cena hits an AA, a double AA. Rollins actually hits the knee, the curb stomp, and then gets the pin to advance. So at this point, we're hitting about this 55-minute mark. I remember about let's see, I'm Mountain West, or I'm sorry, I'm Mountain Time. So for me, Raw starts at 6. So about 6:50, I was looking back at my clock, and I'm like, damn, wow, Rollins is actually going. And there's been a few slow moments, but I mean, overall, the match has been very well paced. Like I said, tremendous first hour. And then, so I'm actually questioning myself. I'm like, damn, could Rollins do all 7? That would be so crazy. I mean, it would automatically make him eliminated in my mind for a winner in the Elimination Chamber. But at the same time, you could be setting something amazing up if you're the WWE right now. You just had Rollins go 50 plus. You just had Finn Balor go 50 plus at the Rumble. You could put on a hell of an Elimination Chamber. Started out with 3 men, have them be 2 of the 3 men that started out. Ah, man, I would just go with the 2 really, but I would have the first one eliminated be the third one of the 3 if that's how it goes. And let's drag the match out, man. Let's make them put up multiple 50-minute matches in the same month. That would just increase both their stock. Even with losing the Elimination Chamber, they would just show. Not only can they hang, they can carry the show themselves. So at this point, Rollins is exhausted. We have Elias Sampson come down. This part's actually pretty quick. I swear, I went, took a little break to grab a drink, came back to sit down, and by the time I blinked, this match was over. You gotta figure, by the time this match ended, Seth had put in a total of an hour and 4 minutes. So once again, mad props. Phenomenal, phenomenal matches, guys. And just Rollins, way to show how beast you are. I mean, when you did the Cena to Cena where you just showed your pure strength, throwing back over your shoulders, that was about the 40-45 minute mark. So I mean, we're pretty deep, and he's still showing he's got all the strength in the world. So once again, I can't give Seth Rollins high enough remarks for tonight's matches. I'm not a bad word to say about any of them. Not even the one against Elias, that was super quick. But we have Elias getting the quick. I mean, you didn't really miss much here. We had Elias getting the quick victory. And then Finn Balor comes out. Finn Balor, once again, this is another quick one. I think this match was probably about 10-15 minutes. Had a few good spots. Overall, Finn Balor finishes Elias with the Kimura. He advances. The Miz comes out. I was really hoping tonight would be the night that the Miz, like during one of the matches. So, before we get to the Miz Finn Balor match of the Gauntlet tourney, I want to go back to how they were doing backstage interviews of the losers as they go back to the locker room. I like the idea. It really gave me that old school feel again, how we get the promo of them talking earlier in the night or whatever it was up in the upper corner while the match is going on. Once again, I really like that feel. I hope that's like a consistent thing that we keep with, maybe not on the loser aspect, but I have seen it more recently, and I hope it's just something that they just continue to keep along the lines. But um, I wish they would have did for the Miz. I wish they would have did a pre-match, and I wish it was him telling the Miz Taraj to stay in the back. Instead, we get the Miz and Finn. It could have honestly stole match of the night, even with sets. But instead, we have interference, and I mean, honestly, it was just a quick one to get us between from point A to point B. We had time to catch up after the long start. But I mean, once again, they're really pacing this pretty nice. I mean, some things are a little fast for my liking within the last 3-4 matches, but all in all, I'm not gonna say they did a horrible job. Um, Was it as captivating as the first hour? No, not even close. To be honest with you, after the run that Rollins had, I was kind of disappointed to see him lose it. So all the high momentum they had got that first hour with me was easily, quickly killed in that second hour by the segment of matches that we had. And then we have then we have, like I said before, Miz eliminate Finn Balor with some interference from the Miz Taraj. And it's just depressing, man, that we can't have heels just win clean ever. Like, yo, give them some clean wins. I wouldn't have mind pulling off the upset, the Miz pulling off the upset and winning the tourney tonight without the Miz Taraj. So then it could give him more value being in that Elimination Chamber alone rather than once again us seeing him need the Miz Taraj. So in my mind, he should probably be the first one out come Sunday because he's not going to be strong without him. And unless we have some crazy thing where they're going to break in, how are they going to be involved in the match, which they shouldn't anyway, so don't ruin it. And then we have our last match of the Elimination Chamber Gauntlet Tournament. And it is Strowman, and once again, it's just Strowman doing what Strowman does lately, just looking like a complete and utter beast. I mean, I think this match specifically took maybe 5 to 10 minutes. If it took longer, I'm sorry. It just felt so quick. It just felt like I watched a complete beatdown. There were a few spots where the Miz would try to get in something, but he wasn't getting in anything at all. I mean, it was just a complete another fucking beatdown. Excuse my language, you know. Obviously, I don't want our videos to get demonetized, but that's how I felt about it. I mean, it was just a complete and utter beatdown. And it's once again to show that Strowman's dominant, but he is definitely not my pick for Sunday. Coming off tonight and tonight specifically, not going off what I want WWE to, what I think WWE is going to do, but just me tonight with how I feel after tonight, I would love to see Seth Rollins win it, take on the Beast. Um, I think they would tear the house down. They have a very hard main event to top with Shinsuke, and it better be AJ. If somebody else wins this if somebody else wins the SmackDown branded pay per view, then I'm going to lose my damn mind. Don't ruin what could be the match of the year because you have any doubts. Just trust that's what the fans want to see. But I don't want to beat up on the WWE because they gave us the two winners we wanted. I believe they're gonna go in the right path. They're heading me the right direction so far. This is just more proof how amazing AJ is. Yes, there's no reason Shinsuke should be in the championship match before. There's no reason Shinsuke should be in any championship match before Mania. I mean, that's all I can really care about is Mania, seeing him and AJ. But as far as for the Raw Elimination Chamber #1 contender match, I can't say I'm thrilled. There's not the same thing. It's just for the who's. It's just to see who faces Brock. I'd rather see Brock in this, but I know they got plans for Brock, and I know this is where we're gonna see WWE take it. We're gonna see Roman win, and then Roman beat Brock, and then boom, here comes the year of Roman. And all I better say is, if you're gonna give me the year of Roman, you better do it fucking right. Like, I don't want to hear promos galore. I don't honestly want to hear promos from the man. What I honestly want to hear from the man is him not take too much, just kick ass and take names. I don't know, learn some more moves for the repertoire would also be nice. Some better booking, but I can already see where this is going. But that takes away from tonight's show, and we're here to cover tonight's show. All right, so Right after the gauntlet match, we go to commercial, we come back, and before we go to commercial break, we hear Asuka's music come out. Michael Cole talking about Asuka coming down to the ring, and sure enough, Asuka comes down to the ring. And when we come back from commercial break, she's getting interviewed, and she's saying what she should say. Um, she should destroy anybody. I mean, she's Asuka for fuck's sake. But lo and behold, who comes down? Nia Jax. Of course, this weekend we have a match that I think shouldn't even be on the that I should think shouldn't even be on the pay per view, which is Nia Jax versus Asuka for anything to do with the face and the champion. There should be no three-way at Mania. I'm sick of three-way matches for the belt at Mania. I've seen a ton of them through the Randy Orton, Triple H, and whoever the interject the third wrestler there. I don't want to see it again. What I want to see at this point is just Asuka versus whoever the hell she chooses. At this point, I'm with JD from NY. JD from NY 205. It should definitely be Asuka versus Flair at this point. Bliss, and you guys know how I feel about Bliss. I love her. I enjoy watching her matches, but I enjoy that. I understand that she's stale at this point, and I'm not gonna argue with that at all. Do I think she's gonna lose the belt this weekend? Honestly, I hope she does. I don't want to see the strap on Mickey James. I don't know. I don't know. I'm gonna do maybe we'll cover that in the pay per view preview show. We'll definitely cover it in the pay per view preview show, but I don't know who I want to see win the belt as of this moment because Nia Jax is not in that match, which I wish she was in that damn match. Instead of the match with Asuka, but Nia Jax comes out, they let her destroy Asuka, she drops three leg drops. Asuka, writhing in pain, looks up the aisle, is just walking back with her fine ass self. And I'm just sitting there at this point, and I'm like, God, I really don't want to see this match this weekend. This is not entertaining or exciting to me. Asuka, I don't even want to see Asuka have. I don't even want to see her at this pay per view. I just don't. I want her to skip this pay per view, or I want this pay per view to be the pay per view where she defects to say, regardless of the outcome, I'm facing SmackDown Women's Champion. I think that would be better for her at this pay per view than the way she's gonna go. But hey, I guess we'll wait and really have to find out and see what goes on this weekend. Something I do want to bring up real quick while I'm on this topic is Ronda Rousey. You guys know how I feel about Ronda Rousey in the WWE. A little background on my fanism for Ronda. I love Ronda before she was even in the UFC. When she came to the UFC, I knew she was going to be bad. And she is one of the baddest women ever. Unfortunately, a couple fights happen, things happen, and her career path has changed, and now she's coming to the WWE. First off, I never want to see that leather jacket on her again. That was intimidating. That was the most ridiculous thing I've ever seen. It is 20 sizes too big, and she looks ridiculous in it. No, like, dude, she better have some badass shit when she's coming out in the future. Next, I don't want to see her at Mania. If I do, put it on the pre-show. I know you won't because it's an attraction. It'll get that segment of WrestleMania on to sports shows like your ESPN shows, your Fox Sport One shows. So it'll definitely get it out there in the mainstream media. And from what I hear, Steph wants to be mainstream McMahon. But for me, I mean, I know it's going to end up in the middle of the show somewhere, and it's going to actually have some hype behind it. Obviously, I mean, her contract signing is this Sunday. You have Asuka, who's going for the belt, your first ever women's Rumble winner. She's undefeated, and for some reason, that's not your focus this Sunday. Your focus is literally going to be on Ronda Rousey's contract signing. Like, congrats, way to build your own up, and I don't know. I know Ronda's going to be good for the WWE. I know she's going to bring legitimacy to the women's division. As long as you keep her with a handler, I mean, somebody's definitely got to talk for her. I don't want to hear her talk for herself because let's just be honest, she's not the greatest on the mic. um, she's more intimidating when she says nothing than when she says something, and that's no disrespect to her. I mean, she can kick my ass in seconds. Dude, don't break my arm. Don't put me in an arm bar. I don't want any of that. I'm not trying to disrespect you. I'm just trying to be honest about what I want and what this is going to do. And I know this is going to do big things for the women's the women's everything in the sport, but at the same time, I don't want to see it end up like a Ken Shamrock. Yes, Ken Shamrock was good. Ken Shamrock was really good. Probably one of the most underrated, underutilized wrestlers ever. Most notoriously known for like his chair shots, the Lions Den matches. You've definitely heard us talk about him on some T.O.P. previously, but I don't want to see her end up like that, where she never gets the strap. It's just I don't want to see her with the strap within the next year. Let's get build up. Have her come up the old-fashioned way through actual like local hometown matches where she's not at first she's not the greatest. She's winning these matches, she's winning them decisively, but not decisive enough. And then there's just like that match where it clicks, and that's where she starts running. And then look at what we could have set up for next year's WrestleMania. We could have armbar versus armbar. If you want Ronda to take the streak, build it up, make it phenomenal, make this run over a year, make everywhere and everything Asuka does. Ronda is there in the wings, watching, waiting, learning, studying, just building everywhere Asuka is. When she turns around, there she is, Ronda. Not to intimidate, just to learn, to see, to build, and then hey, next WrestleMania we have Asuka versus Rousey, armbar versus armbar. Boom. Let's go. That's how you set it up. But we have to do this right. If we rush Ronda too quick, and especially if we rush her to beating Asuka too quick, that's just a waste of time. All right, and then you wasted everyone's time. You wasted Asuka's streak. You wasted Rousey. Everything would have just been a waste. So just take your time, WWE. Build this up. Let's make it go how it should. Let's continue to build it as it should. Asuka gets the belt this Mania. Like I said, man, it'd be perfect if you started Ronda out with some small match on the pre-show to literally kick off the show. Or no, second match on the pre-show. That way, it's a forgettable match, but yet people tune in, they watch that portion. You can bring her back out for something later, but let's have her in there, and then then see that's perfect. Then later she comes out, you don't clearly see her. She's just off in the wings watching Asuka. And as we build, and then one later, uh, after next year's Women's Rumble, we have Ronda win the Rumble, and then that Monday on SmackDown, or on that Monday on Raw or SmackDown, whatever show they're on at that time, that's when we really start to build it. We have Ronda come out, and she sits there and she talks about how she's been watching Asuka, been following Asuka, and then we come, and the very first segment we show is this year's WrestleMania. And then we just show how every match she's been somewhere there, studying, watching, gaining, and then boom. boom, and then it all culminates into WrestleMania. And what bigger match could you have for the women at next year's WrestleMania? Just thinking of now where we are, from Ronda versus Asuka, challenger versus champion, armbar versus armbar. Phenomenal work right there. Come on. That's something I definitely want to see, but now it's just time to sit and wait and see what the WWE wants to do with this. Um, so back to Raw. We have at this point we have the Bar versus Titus Worldwide. Once again, it was a relatively quick match. I swear you really didn't miss too much here, but we did. The thing you missed is the upset. We actually had once again Titus and Apollo get the win over Sheamus and Cesaro, and that's crazy to see. So you know they're setting this up, but why? I mean, let's be honest. Does anybody really want to see Titus Worldwide with the belts? Not at all. Um, I don't know if it's just a playoff. I don't know. I don't want to speculate what they could be trying to do here, but I just don't really see this going anywhere. There could be some other team out there that you could do this with that could gain more hype and more. This would do more for their careers than it would Titus Worldwide. I didn't even feel like Titus Worldwide was building up that much drive. Like, so what is going on here? Is this one of those Heath Slater Rhino moments? Are we gonna have one of those? But like I said before, this you didn't really miss much other than the ending. We have the upset by Titus Worldwide, so we'll see what the WWE decides to do of this. Even though we already know we're gonna set him up for a tag team championship, where the Bar wins, and it's going to be nothing out of the ordinary. And who would even be surprised if the Bar just completely dominated them in that championship match and there was no shot in hell for Titus Worldwide? Um, After this, we get a Bray Wyatt Matt Hardy promo. They're going back and forth. Um, I am impartial to this part. I like the idea of it. I just don't think it was done well. Um, they're just saying what they always say. It feels like. Bray's just talking about how Matt's not the good one, and Matt's like, we're gonna delete Bray, and it's exciting to see the awoken Matt Hardy, but at the same time, I would rather not see him awoken at this point. If this is what you're gonna do, I don't want to see Bray in this fashion. What I would have liked to have seen is somehow. I guess you could still do it. They kind of come together and join one with their uniqueness. That would be good. But at this time, I don't want to see them go against each other. It's just not entertaining. It's not exciting. It's not something I want to see at this moment. Um, the segment was actually pretty forgettable to me. Like I said, I like the idea of it. I just don't like how it was done. But that would be cool to see with some other ideas instead of this one. Like I said, this was just kind of blah. And then we have Sasha Banks come out and loot at our main event, which is going to be a six-women tag match. The teams are Sasha Banks, Bayley, Mickey James versus Absolution, minus Paige. Paige escorted them to the ring with Alexa Bliss. This match was actually on for about 20 minutes. There were a few points that I really enjoyed in this. Definitely not match of the night for me, but I enjoyed it. It's probably some of the better work I've seen Absolution put on lately. But I do like what they're doing with the Absolution, but at the same time, I really like what they're doing with the whole Mickey James, Alexa Bliss angle. I think it's interesting. It's still bland. We've seen it before, but I mean, it's nothing new for Alexa Bliss. It's just cool to see her and Mickey James do it. for me, I'm not mad at anybody else who doesn't enjoy seeing it because I wouldn't either. It's just you guys know how I feel about Bliss. I mean, I would. She's gorgeous, and I do like the work she does put on in the ring. I just think there's not enough of it, especially as of recently. I think there's absolutely not enough of it. But this match goes on. I'd say for a good 20 minutes, 25. I wasn't watching the clock at this point, but I didn't know it was the match that was gonna end the show. We had a couple commercial breaks in there. There were a few scary moments in this. There was a moment when Mandy Rose was slammed on the face. Who did she slam? Whose face did she slam? Was it? I think it was Bailey's face. And dude, Bailey just face planted. It looked ugly, very ugly. But at the same time, there was a really cool move. Mandy pulled off this pretty unique suplex. But the thing I didn't like about the suplex was when Mandy actually pulled it off, she the cameraman gets the worst view, and you can clearly see Mickey James talking to Mandy Rose, and you know how I feel about that. One thing I really enjoy about the old school days is that we had the right angles, so you couldn't see all the talking. Now watching matches, I feel like we see a lot of talking, like setting up, and that's stuff I don't want to see. But I mean, seeing that really did suck, and it really did take away from the suplex, I think, in my personal opinion. But uh, Absolution and Alexa Bliss get the excuse me, Absolution and Alexa Bliss get the win. Mickey James comes in, tries to do her, or sorry, I take that back. Sasha got the roll up win on Alexa Bliss, which good. I just want to see Sasha become heel Sasha, the boss. That's where her character should be. She's phenomenal with that. When she does the everything else, it's just bland. So it was nice to see her get the win tonight. Absolution comes back in the ring. That's what I'm sorry. Absolution comes back in the ring at that point. Beat down Sasha. Alexa's sitting there watching, enjoying it. And then Absolution looks at her, starts walking towards her. Mickey James comes back in the ring. And her and Bliss do a little team up segment. They leave together. Camera angle goes on Mickey James and Alexa Bliss as they're sitting there doing their little smiles. And that's how the show ends tonight. That's the end of Monday Night Raw. So, I mean, overall, it was worth watching. It wasn't a bad go home show. I've seen worse. I've seen better though. But overall, I mean, it was good. Um, but let's see what they do tomorrow. We got a whole nother show. So tomorrow we'll actually have this out a lot earlier. Sorry about it being out so late tonight, guys, but God, it feels good to be back. Look for the mass amounts of content coming out weekly from T.O.P. Once again, go ahead and follow us on Facebook at the Outsiders Podcast page. Go ahead and follow me on Twitter at the Legend958. Go ahead and follow us as the crew at ClickPod on Twitter. Look for the Twitch channel coming soon. That's just gonna be a fun channel where me and Dean just hang out with you guys, play some games, talk, get your opinions. I don't know, just interact. We want to have a lot more interaction with you guys this year, so please never hesitate to leave your comments, whether you agree with us or not, whether you agree with us or like us, even if you think our podcast sucks. Just go ahead and leave it. Any feedback is good feedback. But with that being said, guys, thank you so much. Have a great night, and we'll see you tomorrow.